The day before Valentine's Day is Galentine's Day. It's yet another reason to gather with good girlfriends, and in this case, we say craft the day away. A Galentine's gathering is fast becoming tradition for Studio 5 friend and artist Aimee Ferre. She agreed to share some of her expertise and party secrets with us. It's great to see you.
It's so good to be back.
I just asked Aimee, excuse me, because your style is a little frilly and fluffy sometimes. Is Valentine's Day your favorite holiday?
Well, you know I say that about every holiday, but yes, it is. It's definitely one of my favorite because it's a women thing. You can bond with your tribe.
And you've created that opportunity to bond with your tribe through your Galentine's Day celebrations in years past. I understand this year, though, bigger and better than ever. It was an all-day retreat.
Yeah. I've been hosting. I'll be hosting my last one. So have done 4 by the time this is all over. So I've learned a lot, and I have a lot to share today.
You've hosted 4 little Galentine retreats this year. And describe the vibe, set the stage for us.
Well, it was a crafting retreat, and in past I've just done a dinner and I've given gifts, but this time I wanted women to be more interactive and be able to gab and craft and eat and gab and craft and eat and repeat,
it's a
basically.
Perfect cycle.
Yeah. So perfect for women, and I wanted to do projects that they could finish. Because women don't need another thing to finish when they get home. So if you do a crafting retreat or a quilting retreat or whatever it is you choose to do, make sure it's something that they finish so that it's not that looming thing that they think about, I gotta finish that project that I didn't do. Just do it at the retreat, finish it, make sure it gets done.
Here, I appreciate that. Let's dive into some details. What did you love and what would you repeat, maybe?
Okay, so I asked my Instagram friends what they would have me do differently. And you know what the #1 thing was?
What?
Name tags.
Really?
So if it's with your girlfriends, let's hope you know their name. But if it's with a group of women that don't know each other, like often you do at these crafting retreats or quilting retreats, if you're with them all day and then at the end of the day it's like goodbye and you forget their name, so a name tag's really important.
Okay.
So I did that after my first one. I learned not to have name tags. So that was my first thing.
Especially if you're meeting a lot of people, names can come in and out of your brain. It gets a little fuzzy. So that's a helpful reminder. What else?
Yeah. It's good to send out an email beforehand what you're going to be doing, share the photos. I was scrambling to get my craft room done, so I didn't do that very effectively my first retreat, people, sorry. But the second and third, I sent out an email showing them pictures of what we're gonna be doing so they could bring items if they want to. The experienced retreat goers will have suitcases packed with craft supplies. Can you believe?
They are prepared.
We had 2, you know, Jen of 3 Daughters Vintage.
Yes.
She came to one, and her friend Julie Collins, who's a very experienced crafter, they had these vintage suitcases. And I Instagrammed one of the scenes because it was just so beautiful, the supplies that they had inside, but it's nice to have extra supplies.
Creativity begets creativity, doesn't
it? And also to have things like, for the projects that I did a shadow box, and there are lots of little miniatures and little supplies that you can throw in there. So it's good to know that they could, I should have brought that thing from that special outfit that the button popped off, I could have brought that button. So give them a little bit of ahead, knowing what you're doing.
What are some other projects you did?
Okay, so I did a velvet heart. That's on the pedestal there.
Right here?
Yep. We did a velvet heart, lots of ruffles. Ruffles is Valentine's to me. Galentine's to me. Lots of ruffles, pink and white and red.
Sweet.
And then I did the shadow box that I just talked about, little vignettes. And I made sure that I had everything that they could complete the project, but they could also bring things to add to it. I also did a Valentine card. Everybody needs a Valentine card. So I did that. And then we did a sweet swap.
What's that?
So sweet swap, basically just exchanging Valentines with your girlfriends, which usually involves sugar or something beautiful. So here's a sample of what I did for the sweet swap.
Okay.
Everybody, basically all the participants brought something to share. And this was my #1 favorite thing. The crafting's great. I always love to craft. I can craft in my sleep. But the sweet swap was great because when you bring stuff and you share stuff, you kind of form this bond, like when you serve, you love, right? It's kind of the same thing. So some people,
it's connective.
Yeah, and it connects you to that person, and it also is a conversation point. Like, well, how did you make that? Or give me that recipe.
So guests brought items, sweet items, beautiful items to share with everybody else at the retreat, but they were bundled up in these beautiful boxes.
No, so what we did, I gave the boxes, so that was my gift to them.
And they put their treats in there.
And they walked through like a buffet line, and I said, this person gave this person gave this, so everybody knew what everybody gave, and then they walked through, and it was So fun.
I love it.
It was so fun.
I love the detail on this. Hand-drawn, of course, by the fabulous Aimee Ferre, but that's a great project you could pull off as well, I'm sure.
Yes.
You mentioned ruffles, key to Galentine's Day, key to Valentine's Day. You've got a quick way to show us how to pull off that decor staple?
So this is my key to ruffles. These little silicone fingers. Everybody asks me if I have a ruffling foot. I do, but I choose to use just my hand because it's so much easier. So I put these little silicone, it gives a little gripper, and then you just feed it through, and it just creates the ruffle, and then you've got mounds and mounds, and I used them on the card, I used them on the shadow box.
So you're just scrunching as you go.
I'm just scrunching as I go.
And this looks like regular party crepe paper.
That's all it is. In fact, my favorite color, this blushy pink, I can't, it's so yummy. I found that at the 99-cent store in California. It's the most beautiful color of pink. This is pretty too, this is pale. Sometimes at the dollar store, it's like that bright bubble gum. I'm not in love with that bubble gum pink. I love this blush.
Soft.
So the cheaper the better, I think.
And then, how did you arrange your event physically to promote that conversation and connection?
Okay, so I set up tables. Well, we ate. I did mention that we had breakfast and lunch, which I would probably do one meal because it was over the top to do two. But the breakfast, it was nice because I had my main dining room table. I wanted the conversation to be inclusive and not exclusive. So we arranged the tables in a square with the hole in the center. And everybody was facing each other as we were talking. So it was very engaging. And I loved that part about it, was that at mealtime, everybody talked to everybody because we were all facing each other in a circle, in a square. I have a long dining room table. So it was important. I just got those Costco fold-up tables and just put them in a square.
So Galentine's Day, it may be a little too quick coming up on us for someone to pull this off. Would there be another application for a gathering like this?
Okay, so I was thinking my next retreat might be a mother-daughter tea, and I have some very special ideas in mind. So watch me on Instagram because I've got some great ideas for a mother-daughter tea where you engage with your aunt or your grandma.
Women, girlfriends,
together.
gal pals.
That's right.
Where do we find you on Instagram, Miss Aimee?
Aimee Ferre. That's my name on Instagram.
Look for the link in the spelling on our website too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brooke.